behave. You're tuned into the show here on Shaw TV, episode number 61, as it were, and I'm just loving this outfit. All right, because of course we have Halloween coming up after this show, so you may see some crazy costumes on the course of the next hour. All right, our musical guest in behind us right now, we're welcoming back to the show from the Auliya Vicious Band, Auliya Vicious and Michael Wilson. They've been playing gigs, hosting open mics, working on new songs, generally making us feel randy. And so we'll have more of their story later on with Mr. Andrew Roberts, who's often feeling quite randy himself. Also on today's show, we're going to talk about diversity. Now, you know, if you have a meal, if you only use one spice, well, it wouldn't be very flavorful at all, would it? So I would think diversity would also make your communities richer as well. So with that, Anna BOSA is going to speak with Sam LETOURNEAU, the diversity coordinator of the Central Vancouver Island Multicultural Society. Now, as the season turns to fall, do you find yourself going out into the yard and singing, "Don't stop de-leafing"? Don't stop de-leafing. Anyways, Brian SUGIYAMA is going to learn how we can prepare our yards for the autumn season, thanks to advice from expert gardener Bill Saunderson. Not to be confused with Derek Saunderson, who took care of his leaves with hip checks. All right, speaking of that, I usually look for wisdom with my hockey pool on the back of hockey cards, but I've been told I could probably find some more important wisdom and direction by looking at tarot cards. So with that, if you ever wonder what they are or how to read them, Anna BOSA is going to tell us from Tarot Reader Liberty Harakas. And on the subject of serving it right, Joan HERRON is going to introduce us to a beneficiary of the BC Hospitality Foundation. We're also going to find more about the services from the BC Hospitality Foundation from Foundation Ambassador John Jennings. Rumor has it they've raised $1 million. It's Dr. Evil. I'm not sure who wrote this. Anyway, so it's sure to become a very popular segment with all my fellow hungry beasts all out here in the studio. We're going to find out more about the 21st Annual Bite of Nanaimo. It's a food festival and a fundraiser put on by Theatre 1. And there'll be, of course, jaws dropping for that and closing and dropping and closing all over the place. Now, to get a site for it, we've brought in a chocolatier of VERONIKA, KONONOVA. And I can't wait to see what she's brought in the studio for us as well. Now, I can't leave you all hungry and hanging, so let's kick things off with some more food talk from Joan and one of our favorite return guests. I'm telling you, we should never go cold turkey right here on the show on Shaw TV. Groovy.
And I am here with Peter, and we've got things heating up, and we've got all sorts of things here that we're going to be making some side dishes with. We're not going to talk turkey, we're going to talk side dishes.
That's right, we're talking dressing today. We're going to make a traditional dressing with a twist. Traditional dressing has onions in it, and I'm going to use some leeks.
That's why I got dressed up, by the way. That's my dressing joke.
Me too.
Yeah.
And we're going to use some green onions. Which is fairly traditional and they're fast to chop up.
Right.
And also we're going to chop up some celery and carrots, and the twist is we're going to use some chanterelle mushrooms.
And I asked if you got those yourself, but you said you didn't.
No, you
a lot of people are out mushrooming.
Yeah, it's a great time for it. And with all the rain that we've been having,
they all come out. That's right.
So let's get started here.
Let's do that. You've got all your green stuff here.
I got them all lined. I already washed the leeks ahead of time.
That's a good thing.
Might as well.
I'm glad. Well, you've got your food safe, so you would do that.
Yeah.
That's great. So you got all your green stuff. You're not chopping your thumb in there. That's good.
I'm trying not to, because we don't want it red. We just want to keep it green.
We want to keep it
green. There's probably enough onion.
See, that would be me chopping. I would be.
There you go. Now we're going to put a little bit of oil in here.
This is quite warm, I have to say. Standing right beside it. I'll get out of the way.
All right.
I don't want my snakes to go up in smoke. Anyway. I noticed that we both had hats. That was what we decided to wear today.
Yes, hats.
Yeah.
Well, I have to wear chef hats, so you know this is just a normal one that I usually wear.
Not sure if you can call snakes a hat, really. Anyway, so we've got this sauteing. And then what else do we have here? We've got little dishes of things all over the place.
Yeah. And we're going to throw in a little bit of garlic in there too. Now that isn't traditional, you know, but I really love garlic, and I'm just going to throw in one
lots
clove.
For me.
Throw in.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, I'm just going to put in a hint this time. I love garlic too, but we're just going to throw in a hint.
Well, the trick is everyone eats it, and then you're okay.
Actually, I grew this garlic myself.
Oh, okay.
And that's why it is so sticky, which makes it a little bit harder to peel. But I much rather
when you grow it yourself, it's stickier.
It's fresh. If it's sticky, it's nice and fresh. Okay. After it's been sitting around in the store for a while, it kind of dries up.
Okay.
All right, so we'll just chop that
You're
up
good at that.
and fire that in. All right, and now we're going to
I'm glad I'm standing right here.
Yeah, we are going to grate a little bit of carrot in there too. I
And
grew the carrot too.
That's a very cute carrot.
Yeah, cute carrot.
Getting out of the way. So you're grating your carrot into the...
Wow, it's just faster than chopping it. It's not
Yeah,
even chew.
that's
And we
a good
only
idea.
want a little bit of carrot action in
It's a
there.
great idea.
Oh, it is. It is indeed.
So
All right.
then, okay. So
Herbs. Let's throw in some herbs.
Where's
Okay.
Herb? We need herbs. Okay, so you're not going to do anything with that. That's your. That goes bye-bye.
That goes in the compost. So we got
Right.
some fresh sage here.
Which
Fresh
we
sage.
have right back here, a compost.
Indeed, right back there. We don't need that much. Sage is very, very potent. So we'll just take a little bit.
Okay.
And then we got rosemary.
Ah,
Same thing.
nice.
Very potent. These ones, don't overdo them.
Okay.
And we got some thyme.
Ah, it's like going to Scarborough Fair.
Yes, indeed.
Nice.
Exactly.
Perfect.
There you go. All right. And I'm using some Italian flat leaf parsley.
Not to be confused with cilantro.
No, not even slightly. They look identical, but they taste worlds apart.
Yeah.
Okay, so put them all together.
And be careful of your fingers.
Yes,
You're
make
scaring
sure
me.
you always watch carefully when you
That's
do this
right.
thing.
Watch me, apparently.
Totally,
Okay.
never look away.
Yeah, never.
Not even for a second.
This is smelling really good over here.
All right, so now we got our herbs, so we're gonna put those in.
Okay.
Get that hit. All right,
Getting hit with
clean up a little bit here.
Yeah.
All good
would you
chefs
mind?
work very clean, you know?
Need a sous chef.
Right.
I'm not doing any cleaning because I'm dressed up. I'm
Aw.
not. No, I don't have an apron on.
Don't worry,
so-
we'll find somebody to do it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sure Matt will probably come over and do it. Yeah. We need him to do something.
That's right. Now we're just gonna slice this up really thin.
Okay. So we got about a minute here, and I know that you're the 5-minute chef, so
Oh, we better hurry up then.
we're coming down. It's amazing how 5 minutes goes.
That really is.
Yeah.
5 minutes isn't very much. As you can see on my show, 5-Minute Gourmet, I make full meals in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's speed this thing up a bit.
Wowie.
We're going to throw in some chanterelle
Okay,
mushrooms.
just be really careful watching you cutting. Look at this guy go.
And so, if some of these are a little bit chunky, also good.
Okay, so we're just going to throw those in.
We're going to
and
throw
then,
them in.
Then we're going to have to throw over to Anna. So we're just going to
All
throw
right.
that in, and then when you
Salt,
come back, this
pepper.
is magically going to be totally
We're going
cooked.
to throw in some bread.
Okay,
And
and over to
that's done.
Anna.
Thank you, Joan. It is my pleasure to welcome Sam LETOURNEAU, Diversity Coordinator for the Central Vancouver Island Multicultural Society. And today we are going to be talking about the Multicultural Speaker Series that's going to be held here in October.
Yeah.
And I would love for you to tell us a little bit more about that. Thank you and welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No
So the
problem.
Multicultural Speaker Series actually starts tonight.
Oh, we're
6:30
missing. Oh,
yeah, it
we
starts at
can still make
6:30
it.
p.m. It goes until 8 p.m. It
Right.
is a joint venture with the Central Vancouver Island Multicultural Society and
Right.
the City of Nanaimo. And we were fortunate to receive funding from Welcome BC to put this project together.
That's awesome.
So it's 4 Wednesdays in October, the last one October 23rd.
Okay.
Again, as I said, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Totally free, open to the public.
Free?
Yeah.
So, and it's every Wednesday night?
Every
Excellent.
Wednesday night up to the 23rd. 23rd is the
Right.
last one.
So there's 4 in total?
There's 4 in
Okay.
total, yeah. And it takes place at the Nanaimo Rugby Club Cabin, which is on 6700 Dover Road, which is close to Canadian Tire and some of the other big stores out there.
In the backfield
In
there,
the
right?
backfield area
Yeah,
out there,
I
yeah.
remember seeing it there one time.
Yeah.
And now you're going to be having some guest speakers. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the guest speakers? that will be
Yeah,
coming?
I mean, the concept of this speaker series was to break down the misconceptions and stereotypes that people may hold, or that we all may hold, that may often come from other sources like the media or things that we hear or stories that we hear. And so we've invited speakers, Indigenous speakers to BC, and Indigenous speakers from other parts of the world. So recently settled immigrants that may come from Egypt, Colombia, Libya,
Wow.
Somalia, to really dispel these myths that we hear about these countries and to build a more respectful relationship with each other. If I was to say to you, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear of Colombia? What comes to your
Like I mentioned, you asked me that question on the phone, and my first thing was drugs, of course, because that's what you hear, what happens in Colombia a lot. Or war is in a lot of countries as well, and that's what the media portrays,
yes,
right?
these are the concepts that are portrayed.
Yeah.
how well do you know someone from Colombia or Libya? Have you sat down and had a conversation? Have you learned about their culture? And this all helps to build more authentic relationships with each other that are respectful.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, you also mentioned that there's going to be some facilitators that are helping with these events. Is that correct?
So tonight we have David Stanley, who's one of the MCs. And David Stanley is known for writing for The Lonely Planet and the Moon Travel Guide. He doesn't write for them anime, but he did. He's been all over the world. So he'll be moderating the discussion tonight.
Excellent.
And we also have the last one on October 23rd is Kate Bergen doing the MC for the evening.
One of our shows.
Yeah,
Yay, Kate. That's excellent. And you also have Katrin Roth as well. I can't pronounce her last name properly, pardon me.
So she is the Diversity, Human Rights, Equity Officer at VIU, and she will be the moderator for October 16th, I believe.
Wow, that's really great. Now, I just lost my train of thought. My apologies.
No worries.
Is there anything else that you can, anything I've forgotten to ask you?
I think series like this are really important for the public to engage in.
Right.
Unfortunately, we do still live in a community where discrimination and racism exist.
It's a problem,
And so the more that we expand our knowledge, challenge our own personal assumptions that we hold, get to meet someone that is different from us, I think the better chance we have at building an inclusive community and something to be very proud of.
Yeah, that would be great. And so if anyone can take the time out to come on Wednesday nights, it's a great series for everyone to check out. And thank you, Sam, for coming and telling us all about it. I really appreciate it. Now we're going back, and it's not gobble gobble, it's not turkey time. We're going back to Joan with stuffing time.
I'll speak for yourself. Gobble gobble. I think it's a good. It's always time for gobble gobble. And this is actually, throughout the month of October. So we got the cutest little pumpkin there. I have to say that you did finish up your stuffing.
Yeah, let's just talk about this just for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what we did was we chopped up some bread and we tossed it in with a little bit of chicken stock, just enough to moisten it slightly, and then we're going to cover this with foil and pop it in the oven for 350 for about 40 minutes.
Right. Okay.
Now
then.
we're on to the sauce.
Right.
All right.
Let's do the
go
sauce.
Here. This sauce is easy, folks.
Oh.
Cranberries.
Don't stand too close to the fire. That's again.
Water.
Nice. And you got some fresh cranberries there.
Darn right.
And you've got local honey. I like to see
honey.
Frederick's honey.
Frederick's honey, yes.
That's nice.
Really good local honey. Oh, yeah.
You did that on purpose.
I did indeed. And now, mandarin orange. I'm going to just grate a little bit of mandarin in it.
Grating again.
Why not, eh?
Yeah, anything that's orangey, grate. Okay. So.
All right. Now we're just going to throw in a little bit of the juice.
Mandarin oranges.
And that's it.
That means it's almost Christmas, too.
That's it. Now all we have to do is cook that for about 3 minutes. And then you know what I'm going to do when it's cooked? I'm going to toss it into this little mini pumpkin.
We're believing that we've cooked that for 3 minutes, and then we're...
Right, yes, well, instant TV, it's cooked. Okay, so I went to the store, I got these pumpkins, and I baked them in the oven
They're
for
so cute.
about half an hour, right? And now, with a cooked sauce, we put it in here. Yeah.
Cranberries in the pumpkin.
And look at that.
Oh, wow, that's a great idea. And so you put that in the oven.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah. And you can put that on the side.
Where do you find those little pumpkins?
I got these at Thrifty's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're
okay.
wonderful.
So you can get them locally.
Yeah.
You don't have to
so you
grow
can
them.
put that on your side, right? And garnish it up with a little bit of the same herbs that you're using.
That's such a great idea.
Yeah.
It looks wonderful. So you've got the whole thing all together in what that took us about 8 minutes. Do you think? Well, apart from the chopping and such, I suppose that's it's within reason for those of us.
It's really super fast and easy. It's much better. Don't buy canned.
And that looks really great. I mean,
Ooh, yeah.
if I presented that, people would think I went to a lot of trouble. So,
Indeed.
So I think we've basically wrapped that up, and we're ready to not ready to eat it. We need a turkey now.
Oh well, yeah, we got the turkey.
Bring your own
you bought
turkey.
the turkey, right?
I forgot the turkey.
Got the turkey.
Knew there was something. Okay, well, since we don't have a turkey, we're just going to have to hand it over to Brian.
Thanks, Joan. Howdy, everyone. We're setting up through our Halloween show, and I have with me today Bill Saunderson, who's with the Green Thumb Garden Center. And Bill's going to talk about fall yard cleanup. We've had the fall rains. People are probably getting itchy to get ready for winter. What should they do?
Well, we haven't had a full leaf drop yet, so I think it's important to know that once all the leaves come down off the trees, you can actually go out there and rake everything up. Keeping separate any fruit tree leaves, don't put those in your compost. That's really important because that can spread disease into where you don't want to get the diseases, of course. And the same with rose leaves too. Those should all be kept separate or burned or hauled away. So also coming up, you know, your perennials, those need to be completely died back, i.e. Astilbe, Dicentra, all your lilies, that type of thing should be back in the ground, at least died back so that they're completely yellow or brown. Hostas is another good example, where you can then just take the foliage off and put that in the compost and cut all the other perennials back down to just above ground level.
So we need to wait a little bit.
A little bit early, yeah. And actually we're coming into, you know, the fall time is one of the best time for planting as well. A little bit of renovations. Some people like to get out in the yard and renovate the garden. Maybe it's a little tired looking, so you can get out there and do some new stuff to make it more attractive, or give curb appeal to the front. So there's a lot you can do in the way of planting. Bare root season comes in for fruit trees. Excellent time for planting. That comes in around the first week or two in November. And choosing a good fruit tree is important, whether you need a pollinator or whether it's self-fertile, that type of thing. So when you're choosing your plants, read the labels, ask the right questions, and make sure you get the right plant
So
in
go
the
to
right place.
a reputable garden center who
Absolutely.
can help you with that.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about preparing the lawn right now?
Fall feeders, you know, lawn is still actively growing right now. We haven't had any major frosts, and that's what we're waiting for. You know, a lot of your frost will bring you some of the fall colors that we're not seeing quite yet anyways. I would say that after your last cut on the lawn, that's the time to put down a good fall feeder. Low in nitrogen, high in potash, which is your last number, and that's good for your root development and for disease resistance too. So.
Okay. People now, with our new regulations, have to think about what they do with their trees and fruit trees and shrubs.
Yeah, we're still allowed to do, there's certain things. I mean, a lot more people are getting into more biological control too, like soap and water. You know, a cleanup spray in the fall for all your fruit trees and roses is really good, lime, sulfur, and dormant oil. And that can be done again after leaf drop. And of course, pruning first, because you don't want to waste your lime, sulfur, and dormant oil as well.
Good. Well, we're just getting to the end of the segment, so biggest thing is wait a little bit till that frost hits, all the leaves drop, then you can start to do that. Now's the time to look at remodeling and recutting in some different things into your landscape.
Absolutely, yeah.
What about, and purchase those new trees that you want to get, those fruit trees.
Yeah, fruit trees and actually all ornamentals. You know, you're just coming into the best time for planting because everything's actually going to be dormant. So therefore you don't have to worry about irrigation or irrigating any of the plants, which can be a bit of a hassle through the summer months. And we had a very dry summer this year. So.
Yes.
And hopefully we're not going to get too much rain, but we do need the rain to get some moisture in the soil.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Once again, you can contact Bill through looking up greenthumbnanaimo.com, and the website is listed on the screen, and give him a call and check out the Green Thumb, the Garden Center. Thank you, and let's head over to Auliya and Michael, who are with the Auliya Vicious Band.
Now everything has gone wrong. into you. I wanted to write a love song like I've never done before, but I think that my feelings are too strong, and I feel you may not want me anymore. Please don't take it all away. Please just stay. I could fly alone, but I'd rather fall into your arms. I could soar alone, but I'd rather sink into your qualms. I could fly alone. I could fly alone, but I'd rather fall into you. Oh, 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 I'd rather.
Thank you, that was awesome. And today I'm here with Liberty Harakas from Lobilia's Lair, and she is our tarot card reader expert. Welcome. Welcome back, I should say.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
I'm losing my hat. Sorry, my crown. And today, I just wanted to ask you a quick question. Just about the myth of tarot cards. Can you explain about tarot card readings? What are tarot card readings?
Sure. Tarot cards have been around for centuries.
Yes.
And they are originally a tool for what they call divination. So being able to read symbols to interpret things that are going on around us and potentially in the future. So there's another aspect of tarot that comes into it, is more of the aspect of guidance.
Right.
So you use partly your intuition, partly reading the symbols in the cards, and able to reflect what's going on for an individual.
Okay, so would you be able to read a few for me?
I think I can.
I've only had this one done once before here.
Alrighty.
At Halloween, Christmas party last year.
So I'm going to have you choose 3 cards, and we'll
Any
see
three?
what comes up. Any 3 will do.
And do I look at them, or
Sure you can.
Can you look at them?
I will.
Okay, I'm going to take this one right here.
Okay.
All right.
So what we have is the Sun card, the King of Swords, and the 5 of Wands. So there's 4 suits in every deck, just like a regular
cards,
regular playing cards. And those are what they call the minor cards. And then the major ones speak about big life changes. And what you have today is the Sun card.
And is that good or bad?
Which is probably the most brilliant card in the deck. It speaks about abundance, happiness, prosperity, and basically all the things that you're working towards manifesting.
Oh, I'm loving that.
You have somebody by your side, a king who is very focused thinker. He's sort of your rock, grounded, builds security around you. And he's also able to cut through a lot of the kind of unsettled things to bring a clear picture through for you. And then, so the only thing you have to avoid is a little bit of chaotic energy. So keeping grounded and relaxed, and all of these things will unfold for you.
Really? That's interesting. Now, you obviously give readings.
I do.
Right?
Yes, yes.
And why do people come to get their tarot cards read?
Well,
why would an everyday person just come to see you?
A lot of people are interested just in the mystique of it, so they come to it just to see what it's all about and perhaps look at it more as an entertainment. The majority of people that I read for and have read for over the last 20 years or so,
wow, that long. Wow.
Yeah, they come for a sense of guidance and just to kind of get perspective. Some people, well, the majority of people, I think, really know within themselves what their intuition tells them, but sometimes they need that reflection and that affirmation.
That's a good thing, though.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's cool. Now, you've brought all these beautiful cards. Can you just talk a little bit about cards?
Sure,
and
the cards.
The differences?
Absolutely. The cards themselves originated in Europe many, many years ago, and there was a handful of decks from France, Italy, Russia, and over the years, especially since the 1940s, 1950s, and beyond, they've come out with thousands of different decks.
I bet they have.
So there's a core type of standard deck with the 78 cards, the 4 suits, and the major cards, but they're all illustrated differently. So if you like fairies or dragons or vampires or angels,
like
or
theme cards.
They're theme cards. So they're wonderful. There's even a Halloween theme deck, which is one of my favorites.
That's cool.
Which I'll be reading with later this month.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
for Halloween,
absolutely.
Of course.
Yes.
I love it. And what other goodies did you bring?
So there's a couple of books here. People can learn to read tarot on their own by the guide of a book, or we also offer classes through the store
that would be handy.
where people do groups or private instruction as well.
That would be great.
But there's lots to learn, and it's really a journey of self-discovery as well, because you can read them for yourself and learn a lot about who you are through the cards.
Excellent. These are beautiful. They're actually really gorgeous, like the detail in them.
Many of the cards are done by famous artists like Amy Brown, Jessica Galbraith, so there's really lots of beautiful things to get from the tarot, as well as that insight.
Okay. Now we are going to come back. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back. We're going to go to Joan.
I'm here with Michael and with John, and we're talking about the BC Hospitality Foundation. And both of you have personal experience with, well, we'll say tragedy, and with the need for some extra help in your life. And so you're both have the other common factor that you're in the hospitality business. Now, Michael, your background is in the wine business, and you had quite a reputation as a person who, you know, in your industry was probably at the top of your game when you had a very tragic thing happen to you.
I was third car back at the red light, and then I was slammed in the back by a distracted driver.
Right.
4 weeks, I thought it was okay at the time. 4 weeks later, I fell down and had a slim cell stroke.
So yeah, it didn't happen right away. 4 weeks later, you had a stroke. You had a clot, and that resulted in the stroke. And then, of course, your life took a pretty difficult turn for both you and your wife. So then out of that, you had some really great things happen, though, because apparently you did have people that rallied to your support in your industry.
True. My friends said, what could they do? And there was no foundation at that time in the hospitality industry. And we found out that there was an operation I could have that might add a diaphragm to nighttime breathing. And the foundation was formed by, in that time, in about 06.
And then, of course, then John comes into the picture because he, now this is your spouses as well, because this affects the whole family when this thing happens. And so you have, even to this day, your wife is instrumental in keeping you alive, really.
I need 24 hours.
Right. So then you have John, who we've got the Hospital Foundation, who is, you know, you got involved yourself, and maybe you could tell us a little bit about this foundation.
Because when Michael had his problem and his family, it was just after that the hospitality industry realized that there were a lot of people in the industry who were having problems, financial problems primarily, so they put together the BC Hospitality Foundation.
Which came out of his situation. They had some money left over, so they handed it over to you. Now, of course, you, October's a special month for you because
it is.
Tell us about the tip out to health.
Well, we're calling upon this foundation is totally funded by volunteerism, and we're calling upon the hospitality industry to tip out, as they do in restaurants particularly, to help. So what we're trying to do is, during the month of October, we're asking all of the people in the hospitality industry and anyone else that wishes to assist people who've come upon bad financial situations to create the biggest virtual tip jar.
Biggest virtual tip jar, I love that. And also you're doing matching funds as well. So if somebody comes up with, say, some funds for somebody that they know, like the woman in Qualicum who just had a tragic accident, then you will match those funds.
Absolutely. If there's fundraising, we have several people from this part of the world. There's at least 3 or 4 right here from Nanaimo, Qualicum, Ladysmith. And what happens is if there is a fundraiser for them, and it is to help them get through this very difficult time, then the foundation will match those funds upon application.
So you've got scholarships. There's so many things to talk about, and the 5 minutes goes by faster than I ever thought 5 minutes could go by. But there's information on the screen, so people can actually go to your website. They can find out more about this. But we really encourage people to get involved if they're in the hospitality business, because you never know when this is going to happen to you. And I loved talking to you, and I really appreciate what you're doing, and I think it's great. I hope we'll have you on again.
Okay.
I'm going to send it back over to Anna. Thank you.
Thank you, Joan. That was great. We're back again with Liberty from Lobelia's Lair. Now, Lobelia's Lair is in the old quarter, the old city quarter downtown, and there's going to be festivities. It's called the Halloween Howl. Is that correct? That's going to be happening. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. It's quite the tradition in the downtown. Has happened for many, many years via the Downtown Business Association, as well as the museum in the Old City Quarter. And so we have trick-or-treating for kids. It's October the 26th, a Saturday, from 11 o'clock on. And the kids can go through to participating merchants throughout the downtown and collect their treats.
Yes.
And it's not
my son's done that.
Yeah, and it's not just all candy. So they get lots of healthy things
We've had
too.
a book before too. And
it's a wonderful event for the family. Lobelia's this year is putting on a psychic fair in the courtyard of the Muse. We also have an animal communicator that will be doing paw readings.
I know you were telling me about this. I loved it.
We did it last year.
Can you explain a little bit about that,
Absolutely.
please?
We have a wonderful clairvoyant in our shop by the name of Yvonne, and she's an animal communicator, and she's worked many years with animals. So dogs come and visit her for readings, along with their human companions, and she will talk about what might be going on for the animal. And all of the proceeds from that particular aspect of it goes to the SPCA.
Oh, what a great cause.
So it's a great fundraiser. And then Woofles around the corner from us, that's a wonderful pet supply store, is sponsoring a doggy costume parade. So that will be happening throughout the downtown as well. So I think it's going to just be so full of activities and costumes and spooky things too, since it is Halloween.
I'm going to have to bring my son for that.
Absolutely.
And maybe the dog.
For sure. We look forward to it every year.
I love it.
Absolutely.
That is great. Now, would you mind doing another reading for me?
I sure can.
I would really love that. Now, you also mentioned that you have a little bit of psychic ability.
I do. It's something that, is just sort of there for me as a child. I think we are all psychic to some degree. It's, how we tune into it. But for myself, I feel that it's just a natural part of who I am. And it came from my study in parapsychology and counseling that I got into the tarot. So I'm just going to have you draw another 2 cards. You can direct a question, or you can just see what comes up.
Okay. Just 2? Here. These 2.
All righty.
Oh, let's see what I have.
Okay.
This one actually kind of looks like what I'm wearing.
It sure does. And this one is speaking about feeling a little tied up. And you were mentioning earlier that you were really warm in your costume.
It could be the costume.
It could be
both.
that. But again, it really speaks to an opportunity for building prosperity and abundance, particularly in the area of career. So I feel like there's this new shift happening for you, and you're going to loosen up any constraints that you might have had and really move into some new opportunities.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much, Liberty.
You're welcome.
I really loved your coming.
Aww.
You got to come back again.
I would love to.
Make
Thanks
it a
for
regular.
having me.
Thank you so much. And we're going to go to, is it Matt or is it, I don't know, Austin? Matt, Austin?
Austin, Houston, whatever town in Texas you want, but it must be said, of course, that Danger is Todd's middle name. All right, so with Hey, Todd. How's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Thank you very much, Anna and Liberty, for that again. Now we're about halfway through the show, and so far we've talked about the quickest stuffing in the land. We've talked about community diversity. We've set up our yards for the autumn season. We've learned about the BC Hospitality Foundation and their great work. And just now, after we turned over an old leaf in the garden, we've turned over some new leaves, at least what we should do, by checking out some tarot cards. And coming up later on, we're going to meet our musical guests and find out more about the Bite of Nanaimo Food Festival and Fundraiser. In fact, I believe that's what they're doing back there right about now. I don't think those chocolates in front of the demo tape are going to last very long. But first, since we're all dressed up, of course, it's appropriate we talk about a Halloween event here in Nanaimo. Now, we just heard about the Halloween Howl happening on October 26th, but I'm going to choose to talk about the Halloween Spooktacular. It's a non-for-profit Halloween party for kids up to 13 years old and their parents, of course, deep in the heart of Harewood. And there's going to be a series of carnival games and for the kids, and of course the prizes will be candy, 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 come, nom, 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 candy, candy. As well as going to be a DJ there with some karaoke fun. And members of the Young Professionals of Nanaimo, they're giving up their Halloween evening to volunteer to run the games. And there's a large number of organizations that have stepped up to donate the aforementioned candy, some pumpkins, some decorations, even toothbrushes as well, because, well, it's got to be a responsible side to Halloween as well, right? All right, so children, of course, head down to that. You are encouraged to wear costumes, and of course, you must be accompanied by an adult. Again, they're looking for kids up to 13 years of age. So if your kids can't get out on Halloween trick-or-treat for any reason, head on down again to the Halloween Spooktacular, which is Halloween night from 5 till 7 p.m., and that's taking place at the Georgia Avenue Elementary School gym. For more information on the event, if you do want to volunteer, you may want to donate something, or again, need more information, contact Aaron at 250-755-9562. Again, that's 250-755-9562 for the Halloween Spooktacular. And thanks to the good folks at the YPN for putting that on. All right, we see if these folks in the background are ready to go yet. Hey, Cowboy, how are things looking?
Hang on, bud.
Our Cowboy says, hang on, bud. He's going to send the Lone Ranger after me. So once again, I do want to remind you that if you want some more information on the show here on Shaw TV, check out our Facebook page, The Show on Shaw, for previous episodes. Of course, you may want to watch us running around in our costumes once again and that sort of thing. So again, facebook.com/The Show on Shaw. Like that, check out our photos, check out some more videos, and we'll have some more fun there. All right, Brian, how's it looking, Cowboy?
Great.
Great, all right. So if it's looking great now from the Cowboy sets, we're going to send it over to our... No, they're not ready yet. Geez, the Cowboy's just confused. Apparently he's lost his guest, he's lost his horse. Actually, he's about one dead dog away from a country song right now, which may be a good, maybe a good way to get a Halloween costume for next year. So, all right, we're good. All right, now they're saying they're good over there. So, all right, so Austin Powers, he can get the heck out of here. We're going to send it over to our jack-o'-lantern of all trades, looking for the truth with his sweet tooth, Mr. Brian Sugiyama. Brian, over to you.
Thanks, Matt, or alias Austin. We're here to talk about the Bite of Nanaimo. And that's happening October 18th at Bevan Park. And I think we have on screen the website where you can get information about the Bite. There's a number of different groups. And one of the newest vendors at the Bite in Nanaimo is our guest here, Veronika KONONOVA, who is with Cherub Chocolates, one of the newest items, newest vendors at Bite of Nanaimo. She is located on Commercial Street. So let's look, Veronika, what you're doing here.
Oh, I brought here the dark chocolate. It's particularly beautiful. And this is one of the most popular items in my store. So dark chocolate, everybody loves dark chocolate, and it's very healthy. So especially in this type of weather when everything gets dark. So I'm going to show you some things, because many people come and ask, how do you do these little shells? So I'm going to show. This is the mold, the traditional mold, and I do everything in my shop by hand. So what I do, I just fill it in, and it's usually a messy production. So before you start doing this at home, I would highly recommend to get some special clothing for that. So you fill it in, then you tap it. I'll make some noise here.
Sure.
Then you clean it from different sides, and this is what I mean when it gets messy.
Wonderful.
So you tap it again for all the bubbles, and then you pour it over. And you can tell that, well, these show studio is not particularly adjusted for the chocolate manufacturing, but still we'll do our best.
Okay. And these
And you
make the
clean
hollow
it.
shells.
Yeah. And then you place it for the rack. So it usually takes about 2 days to make one piece of chocolate, because chocolate will solidify for 48 hours actually. So you cannot really do it within 5 minutes, but I'm doing my best.
Okay.
So let's do it again.
Okay, and these are solid cups this time.
These are solid cups, yes. We fill it again.
You wouldn't believe the aroma here.
Yeah.
Dark chocolate. 70% cocoa, so this is your healthier type of chocolate. Great comfort food in the winter.
Yeah. It's perfect to soothe any hurt feelings. Do you know that actually in the 18th century, doctors were prescribing chocolate from their broken heart?
Okay.
Can you believe it? So it still works.
There you go, everyone. Chocolate is for the broken heart.
I'm trying
And
to
even
make
if you
it
don't
as
have a
quick.
broken heart.
Yeah, it still will make you happy. And because it's 70% and it's good, expensive chocolate, you can't really eat a lot. You eat 1, 2, and you're good. It's not your usual sugar full stuff. So here we go. Lots of mess. And our molds will be ready in 2 days.
Okay, so we're going to get back here with the finished products and show you a little bit about that. And we'll head it over to our, I think it's our, back to Andrew, and who's with our entertainers today.
Well, thanks, Brian. I cannot wait for the Bite of Nanaimo. I love that thing. I usually fill up on the coconut prawns from the dinghy dock, but I think I'm going to have to save room for some of those chocolates. They're amazing. But anyway, I'm here with Auliya Vicious, Mike Wilson of the Auliya Vicious Band. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Thank you.
It's hard to talk in this thing, but
I bet.
Yeah. So you guys have a new single coming out. What's that all about?
Well, it's officially come out now. It came out in the summer. It's our very first studio recorded single called Poor Soul Shattered Heart. And yeah, it's got quite a few. It's over 100 listens already on the internet, which we're pretty proud of. And yeah, it's a great song. We're going to play it for you soon.
That's awesome. So, and you've got a Facebook page contest?
We do, yes. We currently have a Facebook contest going. So every 25 likes our page gets, we randomly select a winner to get a free copy of our single, which includes 2 bonus live songs as well as the studio recorded song. So go out there, share the page, like it, and yeah, you could win free music. Who doesn't like free music?
I like free music.
Yeah.
That's for sure. This guy likes free music right here. You're playing, you do an open mic. Where's that?
Serious Coffee, the downtown Nanaimo Conference Center location. We don't always host it, but we frequently host it, and it's kind of, we've adopted it. We actually met there, and 6:30 to 9 on every Thursday it's there, and we frequently host it. It's a great opportunity for musicians.
Excellent. Now, how did you guys come together as a band?
Well,
it's not just the 2 of you, right? There's a couple more?
No, we do have 2 more of us. We obviously met at the Serious Coffee open mic, and then a couple of other friends got together and they play bass and a little African drum for us. And yeah, it sounds really cool when you get all 4 of us together. It's a much bolder sound.
Right on, right on. And you've got a show at the Dinghy Dock Pub, is that correct?
Absolutely. Coming up October 23rd. Tickets are available now. We like you to buy them from us. So if you want a ticket, you can email avmusic@shaw.ca, and I will be able to get you with a ticket there.
Right on.
Yeah.
Describe like what the Auliya Vicious Band is like live. What's the experience?
Well, I have a really hard time putting us under one genre, so I'm terming us alternative indie folk, which is, I'm making it up myself. I've never heard of it before, so it's got quite a few elements to it. We just played our first show at the Queens and discovered a lot of people like to dance to our music, so that was a pretty neat experience there. So definitely a lot for everybody. We do a lot of popular covers as well.
Excellent. I heard it was a rainy night that night, but people still came out.
It was. We lucked out. A rugby team missed the Vancouver boat. It got canceled, and they came to celebrate with us instead.
Perfect. So you can find out more about the Auliya Vicious Band. Make sure you hit up reverbnation.com/Auliya or youtube.com/viciousalley. check these guys out. They're a lot of fun live. And you guys are going to play your new single, right?
Yes, and it's currently for sale on the Reverb Nation website. Half the proceeds go to Oxfam charity, so it's for a good cause as well, but you can also stream it for free.
Excellent. Happy Halloween, everybody. Take it away, guys.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Looking at stars and I see my future. Twinkling a message to me, I'm sure. Staring deep in the depths of black matter, oh, can almost pinpoint the moment my heart will shatter. It's true, I can see it right through the door. There's nowhere around you're going to break my heart. Even though I can see this awful truth, can't stop myself from gravitating to you. I watch it explode up from my eyes. I feel it breaking to bits and my poor soul cries. I'll try to put it back together piece by part as I hurts once again my poor shattered heart. Oh, my poor soul, my poor shattered heart. My poor soul, my poor shattered heart. You baited me into following your orbit. Got me hooked on you and I'm starting to get that sick. Feeling right in the bottom of my belly, oh, the only fix I need is what I'm not getting. How many times have I been here before? Oh, constantly knocking, knocking, knocking at your door. The constellation spin me to pizza and cold. And helps see what once again is my heart will explode. I watch it explode up from my eyes. I feel it breaking to bits and my poor soul cries. And I'll try to put it back together piece by part as I nurse once again my poor shattered heart. Oh, my poor soul, my poor shattered heart. My poor soul, my poor shattered heart. Oh, my poor soul, my poor shattered heart. My poor soul, my poor shattered heart. Tried to break the cycle, but I failed. Many times watches my life derail. So this will be my last share of fun. To stop myself from being just your spot. Maybe if I can transcribe the stars, I want to be able to heal my bleeding heart. Just be one much down in sorrow. Well, then you'll miss your chance and you waited too long. And I'll never look back. And I'll never look back. I watch it explode up from my eyes. I feel it breaking to bits and my poor soul cries. And I'll try to put it back together piece by part as I nurse once again my poor shattered heart. Oh, my poor soul, my poor shattered heart. My poor soul, my poor shattered heart. Oh, my poor soul, my poor shattered heart. My poor soul, my poor shattered heart.
And that's Auliya and Mike from the Auliya Vicious Band. Great music. And we're here once again with Veronika KONONOVA, who's from Cherub Chocolate. And we have some of the chilled and set chocolates that you've done in a mold previously. It usually takes 2 days, so we can't wait for the other ones we did.
Well, yeah, it took some time. So now this is ready. This is already filled with ganache and covered and capped. And now I'll just show you how to take it out. So you kind of try to release it a little bit. And then you turn it. And this is the best sound that you can hear. And here we go.
Now these chocolates, you said, we talked about it being dark chocolate, but you're using local ingredients too, aren't you?
I do. What I'm trying to do for the Bite of Nanaimo, actually, I'm going to be doing few items, which one of them I'm going to be using Vancouver Island sea salt. So this is, again, new company, and they're doing something amazing. They actually have hockey sticks in their boilers to do the salt. So I thought it's going to be quite cool. So this is caramel with salt. And I'm going to be using these barrels. I call it beer barrels. And I'm using Vancouver Island Dark Brewery dark beer.
Oh, beer
So-
in the little barrels.
So it's going to be a lot of fun at the show to have beer, sea salt, like what else you can get, right?
I can hear Matt celebrating in the background here.
Yeah, for sure. So, and eventually we'll do also something with pumpkin. So here you can see all our chocolates, wonderfully came out, and it's nice and shiny. This is the first actually thing, when you look at the chocolate, it has to look shiny. This is a perfect feature how you can identify good chocolate. Here we go.
Your great little shop again, right on Commercial Street. Sea salt, local ingredients, beer, local Vancouver Island beer, and I think some of these, they won't last long. Some of these will be samples for our crew.
I
here.
hope so. Actually, you have to eat chocolate very quickly. Don't ever leave chocolate for more than 2 days. Ideally 2 weeks, and it should be gone.
Well, I'm sure it won't last for 2 days here. So, I think I feel somebody coming on here.
Oh yeah, everybody's circling around this table
Hey.
since the very beginning.
Absolutely. Really, like, it's okay? I may sample one of these?
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead. Try with beer since you've been woohooing all the time.
Oh, there you go.
Beer
barrel.
All right, we have my man Anton over here. Take a look at this here. Beautiful little barrel candy with some beer, and I'm going to give it a go. Oh.
Good. This is
That
how
is
you should
awesome.
feel.
Oh.
You can't really eat a lot of that. Lots of energy.
Oh, that is awesome, awesome stuff. Oh, man. Well, thank you so much. Have an amazing time at the Bite of Nanaimo. Brian, thanks very much for taking on this difficult task of having chocolate here on the show. Yeah, exactly. So
Thank you very much for bringing in this opportunity for me to show my product. Thank you.
It's beautiful stuff. So yes, all right. So we got to wrap up the show here because, well, again, we got a very hungry-looking crew I'm seeing out there. So, I mean, who isn't a big fan of chocolate, though? Of course, right? I mean, I know that one of our hosts who's not here today, Lorraine. She's a big fan, but she's not here to try this. So I guess she
We'll
missed
leave some for her.
Leave some for her, but I think she did miss her big chance to participate. And I'm sure the other hosts, like Andrew and the Three Musketeers, they're going to fly in here probably as fast as an arrow, strong as black coffee, crisp and crunchy like bacon, and they'll probably eat more at the demo table until it looks like it was just a big mirage. All right, so I don't think there'll be anything left for Henry and his baby Ruth and his pet medical Kit Kat to eat afterwards. Thanks, Raymond. All right. All right, I think if I keep yapping, they're going to put a bounty on my head, and apparently there'll be a big Turk after me. So I think I'm going to have to move to Mars, which is a kinder, gentler planet. A kinder, gentle. They're snickering at my jokes. I can't believe the guys in the actual technical side are coming up with better puns than I am. So I'm going to move this on quick.
You better get a payday. The main feature is chocolate and stuff.
All right, they just say they scored. S-K-O-R-E-D. Woo! All right, it's getting a little warm in here, boys. Nice job. All right, so I want to send a big happy birthday out to Rachel, who can't be here today feeling sick, but it is her birthday this week. Also, big thanks to our guests, our staff, our volunteers in behind the camera and back in the scenes. You guys, as I mentioned earlier, you can find us now on Facebook at facebook.com/theshowonshaw. You probably see photos of me with chocolate in my teeth now from the looks of things. Again, you can also watch previous episodes of the show or check out for the Shaw TV Centre Vancouver Island YouTube page. And if you have a great idea for the show, or if you want to be on the show or show off something, send an email to our producer, Melissa Hall. Her email address is melissa.hall@sjrb.ca. Again, melissa.hall@sjrb.ca. Gosh, chocolate in there. All right, and to finish off, one more song from the Auliya Vicious Band. We're going to hear a track called Just Hold Me. We're going to dedicate this to the chocolate that I'm going to be eating in my hands here in a minute. Thank you so much for watching the show, a delicious show, a Halloween show, right here on Shaw TV.
bottom of this bottle. Broken record, my mind is playing over and over. Just not good enough, I'm just not up to the par. So I'm preparing myself to stop wishing on those stars. Oh, maybe, just maybe, if I get to the end of the next string, I'll finally be able to see straight and think, oh, please don't think any less of me for this. There's something inside that I seem to have missed. Oh, I can't stop the darkness, no matter how I try. Oh, I can't have the sadness you can see in my eyes. I don't want to self-medicate, but I don't want to cry. I don't want to curl up into a little ball and I just want someone to hold me. Oh, baby, please, couldn't you just hold me? I dream of oblivion and all the spaces in between. How to live my life without ever being seen. So why couldn't I be totally heartless? No feelings to leave it behind. A constant trail of leftover hearts beating. It's always me. They get broken on the floor. Payment that I receive for loving straight to the core. So I drink. I'll drink till this darkness leaves. Maybe I'll learn not to wear this heart upon my sleeve. Oh, please don't think any less of me for this. There's something inside that I see